If you've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, you've probably been told the same story for decades. Your body is like a house with old plumbing. The pipes are overloaded with too much fluid, creating dangerous pressure throughout the system. So your doctor prescribes a solution, a water pill, a diuretic, to drain the excess fluid and lower the pressure. Simple, right? Or maybe you were given a different medication, one designed to relax the pipes themselves, making them wider so blood flows easier. Problem solved? Right? Actually, no, not even close. Here's what that old model gets wrong. Hypertension isn't just about how much fluid is in your pipes, it's about the structural integrity and health of your pipes themselves. While your medication might be managing the numbers on your blood pressure monitor, it's doing almost nothing to stop the fact that your arteries are becoming stiff, rigid, and quite literally deteriorating at a microscopic level. Today, we're going to examine why these pills often fail to protect you from heart attacks and strokes, and more importantly, the 4 evidence-based steps you can take to actually remodel and repair your vascular system from the inside out. To fix the problem, we first have to understand what's actually happening inside your vessels. There are 3 hidden mechanisms that drive hypertension, and almost no one talks about them. Mechanism number 1, glycocalyx destruction. Every single one of your blood vessels, from your aorta down to your tiniest capillaries, has a protective lining called the endothelium. But that lining has its own shield, a microscopic gel-like coating called the glycocalyx. Think of the glycocalyx like the Teflon coating on a non-stick pan. It keeps blood flowing smoothly without friction, prevents clotting, and signals your vessels to stay relaxed and open. But here's the problem. When your blood sugar spikes, especially above 140 milligrams per deciliter after meals, those excess glucose molecules act like acid, chemically stripping away that protective Teflon coating. Once that shield is gone, your vessel walls become exposed, inflamed, and irritated. Your body responds by narrowing those vessels and triggering your immune system, which only makes the inflammation worse. This is the beginning of vascular disease. Mechanism number 2, vascular calcification. A healthy artery is supposed to be elastic and flexible, like a rubber band that stretches and springs back with every heartbeat. Your aorta, the largest artery in your body, is designed to act as a biological shock absorber. When your heart contracts and pumps blood, the aorta expands to absorb that pressure wave. Then it gently recoils, smoothly propelling blood forward. But when you have chronic inflammation and metabolic dysfunction, calcium begins to migrate out of your bloodstream and deposits directly into your artery walls. Over time, your vessels literally transform into rigid, bone-like tubes. They lose their ability to expand and contract. Your arteries become crunchy. Here's a warning sign most people miss. If you notice a wide gap between your top and bottom blood pressure numbers, like 160/70, that's a red flag that your shock absorbers are broken. Your arteries have lost their elasticity. Mechanism number 3, the insulin kidney lock. Have you ever cut out salt completely, eaten a low-sodium diet, and still seen absolutely zero change in your blood pressure? There's a reason for that. High insulin levels, caused by eating too many refined carbohydrates and sugars, send a powerful signal to your kidneys. That signal says, hold on to sodium, reabsorb it, don't let it go. Your kidneys obey. It doesn't matter how little salt you eat. If your insulin is chronically elevated, your kidneys are biochemically locked in retention mode. They hold on to sodium, which forces your body to retain water, which keeps your blood volume, and therefore your blood pressure, pathologically high. So now you understand. Hypertension isn't just about fluid overload. It's about a damaged protective lining, calcified arteries, and kidneys that have been hormonally locked into retention mode. Let's talk about how to reverse all 3. The good news is, each of these mechanisms can be addressed. We're going to move from simply managing a number on a screen to actually remodeling your vascular system at the cellular level. Here's the 4-step protocol. Step 1. Rebuild the Teflon. First, we have to stop the damage. That means keeping your post-meal blood sugar below 140 milligrams per deciliter. Ideally, you want to stay under 120. This means eliminating or drastically reducing refined carbohydrates, white bread, white rice, pastries, sugary drinks, and replacing them with whole, fiber-rich foods that don't cause massive glucose spikes. Think vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and healthy proteins. But we don't just want to stop the damage, we want to actively rebuild that protective glycocalyx layer. Research suggests that sulfated polysaccharides, particularly a compound called fucoidan found in brown seaweed, can help restore the thickness and function of that shield. Studies show that 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily may support glycocalyx regeneration. Step 2. The calcium traffic cop. We need to reverse vascular calcification by moving calcium out of your artery walls and back into your bones where it belongs. The key player here is vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 form. Vitamin K2 activates a protein called matrix GLA protein, or MGP. Think of MGP like a traffic cop that pulls calcium out of your soft tissues, like your arteries, and directs it into your bones. You also need magnesium. Magnesium prevents calcium from crystallizing and depositing in your vessel walls in the first place. It keeps the tissue soft, flexible, and responsive. The best forms are magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate, taken at around 400 to 500 milligrams per day. Together, K2 and magnesium act as a coordinated system to decalcify your arteries and restore their natural elasticity. Step 3. The nitric oxide boost. Nitric oxide is a gas produced by the cells lining your blood vessels. It's one of the most powerful vasodilators in your body. It forces your vessels to relax and open up. One of the most effective ways to stimulate nitric oxide production is through isometric hand grip training. Here's how it works. You squeeze a hand grip device at about 30% of your maximum strength, just a moderate squeeze, and hold it for 2 minutes. Rest for 1 minute, repeat 4 times. When you release the grip, blood rushes back into the compressed vessels. This creates something called shear stress on the vessel walls, which triggers the release of an enzyme that floods your system with nitric oxide. Studies showed this simple exercise can lower blood pressure as effectively as some medications. Here's another trick. Switch to nasal breathing. Your nasal passages produce nitric oxide naturally. When you breathe through your nose instead of your mouth, you can increase nitric oxide delivery to your bloodstream by up to 600%. Do this during exercise, during the day, and especially while you sleep. Step 4. The insulin reset. Remember the insulin kidney lock? We have to unlock it. One of the most powerful ways to lower baseline insulin levels is through time-restricted eating. A 16-to-8 eating pattern, where you fast for 16 hours and eat all your meals within an 8-hour window, has been shown to significantly reduce insulin resistance. As your insulin drops, your kidneys finally get the signal to release sodium instead of hoarding it. The lock opens. But here's the game changer. Resistance training. Your muscles are the largest glucose disposal system in your body. When you build and maintain muscle mass, those muscles act like a sponge, soaking up 70 to 80% of the glucose from your bloodstream. This keeps your blood sugar stable, your insulin low, and your metabolism flexible. And that keeps the kidney lock open. Let's bring this all together. Hypertension is not a life sentence. It's not a genetic curse you're stuck with forever. It's a signal, a warning sign that your vascular system needs structural repair. Now please hear me clearly. Do not stop your blood pressure medication abruptly. These medications are keeping you safe right now. But these 4 protocols, blood sugar control, calcium management, nitric oxide stimulation, and insulin reset, are designed to address the root causes. As you implement these strategies, your blood vessels will begin to heal, your glycocalyx will regenerate, your arteries will become more elastic, your kidneys will start excreting sodium normally, and over time, weeks to months, your blood pressure will begin to drop naturally. At that point, you can work closely with your doctor to safely reduce your medication. You're not just managing the pressure anymore, you're fixing the pipe. You have more power over your vascular health than you've been told.